The 0-1 pitch with 2 outs gone. Grounded towards second base. Burleson's got it. Throws to first. Guns up. Cougars down. The Red Raiders are Omaha bound. The first College World Series in program history.
History made right in our backyard. A win for the ages. We head back out to the Law, hearing from the fans and coaches after what could be labeled the biggest W in Tech history.
A reported tornado, flooding, high wind damage, and hail ripping through the South Plains late Saturday night. Some people waking up to a lot of damage, but it might not be over. We'll tell you which counties were hit the hardest and what to expect tonight.
It's 9 o'clock, and you're watching Fox 34 News at 9 in high definition.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us for Fox 34 News at 9. I'm Kurt Kaiser.
And I'm Sydney Ryan. Baseball's Sweet 16 is over, at least for the Red Raiders, a victorious 2-game sweep in their first ever Super Regional Series. Our Nick James is live with us in the studio with more on the game. Nick, tell us more about this history-making win.
Oh my goodness, the biggest day in Tech baseball history, much bigger than Velcro, hammer pants, jelly shoes, and going roller skating with your boys. Scarlet and black Red Raider Nation fans, I'm going to show you how they got it done. Exact same way 2 days in a row. Great pitching, timely hitting, and stellar defense. Here we go to the Law, picking it up. Omaha bound, gunning for Omaha, bottom of the second. We are on the bump with Dylan Dushek. Watch the 12-6 nasty off-speed pitch with the slurve. Ben Boykin is frozen like fish sticks. Dushek went 5 innings, and he struck out 2 batters. Top of the fourth, no score. Bailey Ober facing Adam Kirsch with the Swiss Army knife in the background. Adam Kirsch strokes it to right field. Long weekend for Brandon Glazer gets even longer. Long hoof to the ball, and the Swiss Army knife. Tyler Nesloni slides in safe at the dish. 1-0 Tech. Kirsch went 1 for 4 with an RBI. Bottom 5, still 1-0 for the Red Raiders. Shot to center field, but it's shallow. But watch the former Lee County NMJC product, Devin Conley. Nice grab, making everybody in Hobbs very, very proud. Bottom of the 7th. Still nursing a 1-0 lead, runner on second, 2 down. Champ Rollins, bleeder to right center field. And Conley with the remix, even sicker catch. Saves a run, extra bases, and all that. Steven Smith, former middle linebacker at Friendship, gives him the chest bump. Yeah, that's how we roll. Filthy catch, preserves the shutout. Bottom of the 9th, still 1-0. Johnny Droz gets the grounder to Burley at second base. And as you just heard, Brian Haney, guns up, Cougs down, and that's a wrap. Time to go to Sizzler for all you out there to get some steak, shrimp, and some salad. Get your popcorn ready. Husker fans, watch out. Dog pile time. TTU wins 1-0, first ever. They are going to the big dance in Omaha. And later on in Sports Overtime, more from Dan Law, reacts and what this means moving forward, reaching the Elite 8 for the first time in program history. Sid, Kurt, back to you. I am so crunk. I'm going to go get ready and do the rest of the show later on in Sports Overtime.
You're crunked?
I'm crunked. I'm so excited for the boys of summer.
Well, just like you said, guns up, Cougars down. The Red Raiders are heading to the promised land. Earlier, I went over to Dan Law to check out the pregame blues from the weather, and again, after history was made, I found out quickly just how passionate and excited Tech fans are.
Omaha! 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 We going to Omaha! Going to Omaha! Sun's up, guns up!
The sun finally peeking out of the clouds for Game 2 of the Super Regional Series. Storms initially creating lengthy delays for the first pitch.
We've had to battle the rain, the hailstorm, now the gnats, so it's almost biblical, it seems like, so maybe that's a good thing for Tech.
Tennis-sized to baseball-sized hail coming into Lubbock, and I was like, it's a sign. Baseball-sized hail coming to Lubbock, we going to Omaha.
It's been about an hour and a half delay.
I don't care one bit as long as we're playing baseball.
The Red Raider fan base stayed strong, waiting out the rain and flooding Dan Law Field with TTU enthusiasm to watch as Texas Tech made history, getting a berth in baseball's promised land in Omaha, Nebraska.
Getting ready to go to the World Series.
Got to go look for some flights and see where the next one is.
Wreck 'em Tech.
I'm proud of the Texas Tech players and coaches and everybody.
First time in Tech history. I've been a lifelong Tech fan. It's a great time to be a Red Raider right now.
This event not exciting for just the university, but for the entire city of Lubbock.
It's very awesome. It's very exciting for the entire city. And
I wasn't really aware of the community that gets involved with the games and stuff. It's just really been crazy knowing how much hype has gone with these games, and really appreciate the community surrounding the team and really being behind them.
Tech took a 1-0 lead in the top of the fourth and finished with another shutout to secure their spot in the 2014 NCAA College World Series.
Picked 8th out of 9th place preseason polls, and the pitching came through, and we dominated both games.
I'm going with them, so it's going to be good. I'm going to go to Omaha too. First time in school history. It'll be fun.
Let's go Red Raiders and come to the World Series.
Get your guns up. Woo. Go Tech. Go Tech.
Sun's out, guns out. Texas Tech is packing their bags and heading for Nebraska.
Wreck 'em Tech.
Let's win Omaha.
Woo. First time in program history, the Tech Boys of Summer will play next Sunday at 2 against either TCU or Pepperdine.
Well, believe it or not, there's something else going on. Many South Plains residents, especially west and northwest of Lubbock, busy today cleaning up after severe storms. Chief Meteorologist Matt Ernst has a look at the damage.
Some of the worst damage in southwestern Lubbock County. A man hurt when he rode out the storm in this mobile home. A 96-mile-per-hour gust was clocked just south of Wolfforth. National Weather Service survey crews believe a strong microburst or even macroburst, meaning covering a larger area, hit around 1585 on the Brownfield Highway. Also major flooding in and around Wolfforth. We've got reports of wind damage across much of the western half of our area, 60 to 80-mile-per-hour gusts. Also lots of hail. Look at this surveillance video from the Stripes in Levelland. Much of Levelland hit hard and flooding around the new stadium under construction. And you can see in Littlefield what a quick 1 to 2 inches of rain did to Laguna Park. Huge hail fell in Floyd and Motley County northeast of Lubbock, also Bailey County. This is from Muleshoe. We did see a lot of wind damage, also down from Sudan to Amherst. Law enforcement reported a tornado here Saturday night. Matt Ernst, Fox 34 News at 9.
And we have another night, Sydney, with some storms out there right now. Caitlin Napoleone joins us, and she has the very latest. Well, I guess I'll tell you again. Caitlin's here. All right, now here's Caitlin. Now she's got the very latest.
Yes,
Caitlin.
I do. I have the latest, and I also have what happened last night. Really good rainfall totals along with the storms. Unfortunately, they did come along with those severe conditions, the large hail and the damaging winds. But rain totals we can always be thankful for. Wolfforth, 2.5 inches in just about an hour fell there. Tahoka just a little bit lower than that. O'Donnell at 1 1/3 inches, near 2 inches in Lamesa. Lubbock Airport only recorded about a 1/2 inch, but we got some higher totals across other parts of the city. So that's the good news we can take out of those storms that moved through last night. Now the latest is that we've got another batch probably heading our way. Now you can see some moving through the Panhandle currently, that nice line of storms there. Not likely going to hit us here in Lubbock. That's mainly moving to the east, but we already have seen some develop in eastern New Mexico. So some of those storms could become severe, strong or severe, and start to work their way into the South Plains. In fact, some of our southwestern areas are under a tornado watch until 1 a.m. tomorrow morning. So tomorrow morning we can't expect that to expire. We do have the potential for some storms. Right now in Lubbock, just seeing some low-hanging clouds. Actually a really nice view outside our tower cam with those clouds and the sunset happening right now. Temperature-wise, we're at 71, so along with the nice sunset, nice pleasant temperatures right in the low 70s. Now, I mentioned that potential for storms overnight tonight. We could expect some of those storms to become more widespread, very similar to how they did last night is what we can expect tonight. So don't be surprised for some strong or severe storms overnight tonight and all the way through tomorrow morning. The good news is we're going to see a little bit of a break from the storm conditions, seeing clear skies by the afternoon and temperatures sitting in the upper 70s. Now in just a couple minutes, I'll let you know who will have the best chance for storms and what we can expect with any of those that do develop overnight. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Caitlin. John Kerry breaks his silence on the Bergdahl exchange, drawing criticism from both Democrats and Republicans. Scott Thompson has the latest on Kerry's comments and the reaction from critics.
No one should doubt the capacity of America to protect Americans.
Secretary of State John Kerry is speaking out for the first time on the release of U.S. Army Sergeant Bo Bergdahl. Kerry defends the exchange of 5 Guantanamo detainees, expressing confidence that they'll be monitored closely and the conditions of their release will be honored.
I'm not telling you that they don't have some ability at some point to go back and get involved, but they also have an ability to get killed doing that.
Critics on both sides of the aisle condemn the exchange.
I heard John Kerry this morning say, don't worry about them in Doha. you can't help but worry about them in Doha.
We should really do everything we can in our power to win the release of any American being held, but not at the expense of the lives and well-being of their fellow servicemen and women.
Bergdahl is currently recovering at a U.S. military hospital in Germany. When he's stable enough to travel, Bergdahl will be transported to the San Antonio Military Medical Center. Since his release May 31st, critics have alleged Bergdahl deserted his unit. The FBI is now investigating threats against his parents, though the nature of the threats is unknown. Kerry says despite the circumstances of his capture, the U.S. could not leave Bergdahl in the hands of the Taliban.
It would have been offensive and incomprehensible to consciously leave an American behind, no matter what.
I'm Scott Thompson reporting.
A senior U.S. official tells CNN that Army Sergeant Bo Bergdahl wants to be called Private First Class. Now, he was promoted over the last 5 years while being held hostage by the Taliban, but the official says in his mind he is still a Private First Class. Seattle Pacific University still grieving over the recent shooting, how administration is turning to faith to help students heal.
Plus, this teen is walking 40 miles. We'll tell you why he's doing it while carrying someone else on his back.
You're watching Fox 34 News at 9 with Kurt Kaiser, Sydney Ryan, weather with Caitlin Napoleone, and sports with Nick James. Fox 34 News at 9 will continue after this.